Hello everyone, my name is Nnamdi Iheanacho with Enstar Technologies. I will be your instructor for today. Today we'll be looking at how to install SQL Server 2014. If you are new to SQL or you're trying to get into, exploring 2014 SQL Server, then this is a good video to start with. So as you can see on the screen, I'm already in my installation folder. In your installation folder, you'll see the setup option. You can double click on it or just right click and run as administrator. This I prefer to do. We'll say yes. If you do run as administrator, in case you're using a non-admin account, it gives you the opportunity to specify the account's information for your admin account information. One thing you need to know about SQL Server is you need to have administrator privileges along with a few other prerequisites to install SQL Server. Alright, so now we have our installation center. On the left pane you see the installation. Click on that link, and today we're doing a new standalone installation. I'll click on that and it should pop up and give me some options. Okay, so now we ask me to specify my product key. I'll go ahead and click next. We accept. If you don't accept this, you can move forward. To accept, to hit next, and it checks to make sure my system meets the requirements. We're good. I don't want to check for any updates. I can apply my patches myself, so I hit next. Again, this is just a quick run through how step by step how to install SQL Server 2014. If you haven't done it before, great place to start. Alright, everything looks good. I get a warning for firewall. That's fine. I'll go ahead and hit next. I want to do a feature-based installation, so I'll click next here. I want to select the features I want myself, so I'll select, hit next. Okay, so you get a list of features. Now this is important. Make sure you understand what each of these features are. You don't want to just select all. That will be lazy. Except that it's required, except that's what your environment requires of you. You want to make sure you're selecting the right features you need for your environment. So I'll go ahead. I need a database engine just for today's class. I'm taking database engine replication because we'll be looking at this in future if you stay with this program. I'll go to the shared features, and I want to take the client tools, integration services, client tools, barcode compatibility, client tools, SDK, management tools. That gives me management studio, so I can look at my I can connect to my instance, my SQL Server instance, and play around with it. Now, just before I leave this screen, a little bit of explanation here. You see the features are classified into instance features and shared features. The instance features are unique to every new installation of SQL Server I do. So if I do 10 instances on my server, every installation is called an instance. If I do 10 instances, that means I'll have to select the instance features 10 times. However, if under the shared features, those are common to all of my instances. So if I have 10 instances, I'll only have to do this one time. I won't have to do it again. Also, when you're installing, pay attention to your root directory, your shared feature directory, and all of that. Not every company wants it to go to C drive. C drive is typically your operating system drive, so you don't want to put your SQL Server binaries and all of that in there. So make sure you're figuring out where or what's the requirement in your company, in your organization, in your team. Where does this normally go? Alright, but again, because this is a practice video, I'm not changing anything. I'll go ahead and click on next. Okay, so now I have the option to a default instance or a named instance. Again, quick explanation here. Every installation of SQL Server you do will have a name. The default instance just means the instance will take on the name of your server. So let's assume my server is called Nnamdi PC. My default instance will be named Nnamdi PC without me having to do anything. If I choose the option to do a named instance, then I would be forced to specify a name. So if I choose named instance, I have to give this instance a name, some random name, something like that. But let's do default instance since this is our base installation, and hit next. Alright, again, every time I do a new installation of SQL Server, it's going to create some services. These 4 services, sometimes it will be less if I already have some of them pre-installed. If assuming this was a second installation or something like that. But the agent, the database engine, integration services, and the browser. Now, I would not go into the details of what each of these services are, but it's important I have my service account information. So where I have the account name, that's where I'll specify my service accounts, and then I have the passwords. Again, if you're doing this at your organization, you will have access to the service accounts, credentials, the logon, and the password. But again, for today, because this is just an illustration, I will leave this as is, and I'll change the startup type to automatic. Automatic, it just means on startup, once this server boots up, start running this service. That's what that means. Go ahead and click on next. The next thing is I want to choose my authentication type. Authentication just means how I access an environment. So your username and password, that's authentication. I swipe my card at the gate. That means I'm authenticating and validating myself as a user in that, as a resident in that community. So SQL Server does authentication 2 ways, through SQL Server authentication and Windows authentication. We want to be able to do it both ways, so I'll do mixed mode authentication. Alright, then it's going to ask me to specify an SA account, that's a sysadmin account. I will go ahead and specify a password. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is make sure I grant access to the administrators who will be on this server. I always like to add myself, just in case if you're the one supporting this box, then you want to add yourself. If you have other teammates, if you have other colleagues who will be working on this with you, you can go ahead and add them. If you have any ACL groups, any of that, you can go ahead and add, just hit the add button and find the information, include them here. The next, I want to specify data directories. Where do I want my data files, my transaction log files, backup files, all of those to live? Again, this is too disorganized for me, so I'm just going to simplify all of this. Move this to somewhere in my C drive. I put my data, create a data folder. I'll do another one with a log folder, and awesome. So I'll do the next one for temp db data and temp db log. And I'll do one more directory for backup. Here we go. Alright, so I think I'm good, so I'll go ahead and click on next. This is a summary of all the choices I've made so far. I've selected everything I've selected, so it's a good idea it's recommended to go over this list, make sure everything is as expected, make sure you're not missing any of the features. If you're okay with what you see here in the summary, then you can go ahead and install SQL Server. So hit install and installation will begin. Okay, so our installation is done and we can go ahead and hit close. That is how you install SQL Server 2014. And if you want to verify your installation, see what you did, you can open up Management Studio. If you search in your programs, you see SQL Server 2014 Management Studio. I think that was outside my square of recording, so in case you didn't see that, just go to your programs list, type SQL, and it's going to pull this up. Management Studio, again, is the interfaces. It's our UI interface where we work from. That's where we do most of our SQL Server from. And as you can see, my server name is exactly the name of my computer. It's a weird computer name that I need to change. Alright, so now I'm in Management Studio again. Let me see if I can reduce the screen, make it smaller so it can fit in my recording square. Do that, drag it in, make it smaller. I want you to get the whole picture. SQL Server is asking me to participate in there, whatever. Alright, so this is how you connect. This is what it looks like. So I'll hit connect, and voila, I'm in. So this, my friends, this is where we work from. This is where your database people do most of their work from, Management Studio. And just a quick overview. Again, Management Studio is our UI interface for managing SQL Server. The highlighted piece is my server name. It's exactly the same name as my computer because I did the default instance. The 12.041001 is what I call my build number. In another video, I will show you how to apply the updates, and you'll see that number change. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.